Hi, I'm Jennifer from Shabby Fabrics. We have an exciting Halloween series for you, and we're going to start with this adorable banner and little ghost. Now there's a super cute trick-or-treat tote bag I want to call your attention to, featuring glow-in-the-dark fabric. Your kids are going to absolutely love this. It says trick-or-treat on the front, smell my feet on the back. Again, the letters glow, super fun. That's a kit we'll have for sale on our website here. So be sure to pick that up. And we found the coolest thing, glow-in-the-dark thread. So when you're stitching those letters down, be sure to pick up the glow-in-the-dark thread, because that just, then the whole thing glows. And this glows like crazy. We took it into a dark room. It glows like crazy. Today, when we put the letters on the Boo banner, you can similarly use the glow-in-the-dark thread, and it'll be just pop off the background. Super simple project. Let me show you how to make this using the Hex and More ruler. We've done projects before with the Hex and More ruler, and so I wanted to show you how to do this project today using the same ruler. You'll need two fabrics for the banner, because there's the fabric on the front and the fabric on the back. We have the cute pink, or the orange polka dots on black, and then the multi-print for the back today. Those two pieces will each need to be cut to 8.5 by 20. We also used some heat and bond and cut that also to 8.5 by 20. If you want to have a really stiff banner, you could cut two pieces of heat and bond, iron one on the back of one piece and the second on the back of the other, and then fuse that together, and that'll be really, really stiff. Or if you want a semi-stiff banner, you only need one piece of heat and bond cut to 8.5 by 20. So let's just be using the one today. That is what we did for the project behind us. Step one will be to go ahead and iron that heat and bond to the back of your backing. So let's go ahead and do that now. Heat and Bond's a great product for crafts. We're using the Heat and Bond Light. Heat and Bond comes in 3 weights, and I think you've probably seen us use primarily the Heat and Bond Light and also the Heat and Bond Heavy. So I'm just going to go ahead and iron that down. Now I want to make sure you don't go and peel that paper off, not just yet. Sometimes if I peel it off right as soon as I iron it, the glue hasn't completely transferred all the way to the fabric. So do take another minute and let it cool down. So let's get that cooling down, and we'll quickly be able to peel that off. Now subsequently, the collection you're looking at is Mind Your Mummy by Maywood Studio. Mummy is M-U-M-M-Y, of course. Super cute. Kim Christopherson, designer for Maywood Studio, came up with this collection, and we just absolutely love it. You can see everything in here is those projects, and the pumpkins will be in an upcoming video. So again, be sure to subscribe to YouTube so you don't miss out on any of our projects. Now let's go ahead and take that backing off. Quickest way I found to get heat and bond is just kind of fold that flap over, and then it'll release and you can pull it off. Now, you would think that you would go ahead at this point and iron these two together. I don't want you to do that because we have to sandwich the kite string in there, but we don't sandwich that until, of course, they're cut. Now, go ahead and place them right sides together. This is where the Hex and More ruler is going to come into play. You're just positioning them on top of each other at this point. You'll be using the Hex and More ruler, and on the top left, I want you to see this, there's a mark that says 8.5 inch half hex. That solid line underneath that text is what we'll be using today. We'll just be placing that right along. Let's see here. Oh, I want to point this out to you. See how the ruler ends? Make sure you see this. See how the ruler is blunt right there? Well, the reason we added that it's not just cut to 8, but we cut it 8 1/4, is that way we could get a nice sharp point. The Hex and More ruler has a blunt tip, but we need a nice sharp point for our banner. So you'll just basically, you want to watch me do this, so you see how I just kind of extend that. Pretend like the ruler goes there. Now I'm going to very carefully turn this around. This is where that spinny ruler is so helpful again, because I have to do a little bit of shifting to move that around. and I have to reposition my ruler when I don't have one of those spinny mats. So I have to reline up, no big deal. Okay, so I'll start cutting here, and then again, just kind of extend it off to make that nice point. So you can see how that works. Now, you would just continue, you'd just be flipping your ruler, and you make that cut, and you make that cut. So very straightforward how to continue cutting. We have something at Shabby Fabrics called Shabby Shapes. They're exclusively our design, and there's so many shapes. We have letters, we have pumpkins, we have hearts, and there's just so much to choose from. Butterflies. What we've used today is the small monogram in the white colorway. So when you go to the website and you look for Shabby Shapes, you'll be looking for the monograms in the small size. That's what fits best on the banners. So what we'll be doing, this is why we put the heat and bond on the back, is what we want to do now is go ahead with our monogram. We're going to peel that off and take this to the iron, and you'll see how quick and easy Shabby Shapes go on. And you know, if you're not going to be washing something, there's really not a reason to stitch those letters down unless you want that really cool glow-in-the-dark thread so it has a really neat effect. In that case, yes, you do want to go ahead and stitch that down. So let's just find that. We'll iron it down. So if you're not going to do a stitching, you're ready to go to the next step. If you are, you'd get your glow-in-the-dark thread or whatever thread you want to be using, and you just stitch around here. Now, you would continue, of course, doing each of the pennants with their letters, stitch those letters down. You'll be using crochet thread. We picked, you know, however long you think that banner should be. I'd rather you grab a good couple 3-yard piece and be able to trim it down than pick something too short. So I've picked, I don't know, I didn't even measure it, just as long as I think it's going to be, and probably way much longer than I'm actually going to use. But again, I can always trim down, but I can't add, of course, add back. So what we'll do at this point is you'll get your backing. You're going to want to be over your pressing mat for this step. So let's get this out of the way for now. Be over your pressing mat. And you want to leave a nice tail so you're going to be able to tie on your ghost, and I'll show you how to make the ghost. So let's leave that much of a tail. So we're going to sandwich that in between like this, and then you'll very carefully make sure that's exactly where you want it, because you're not going to be able to adjust it later. You'll very carefully position that exactly over top. And then just iron oh, see, it shifted. Thank goodness I caught that. Let's get that out of the way so that our cord doesn't bump it. Okay. All right. Now we'll just iron that together. And I just noticed I would be putting the bee down here, not at the end of this, but I still have quite a bit of distance, so I think I'll be okay. So let me show you how to make the cute little ghost. Obviously you understand how to make the letters. You just put, decide on your spacing. We had like 1-inch spacing, and then you'll just put the O and the other O on. But let's go ahead and make the cute little ghost. That was fun, and this is a great project to do with kids too. Fun, fun, fun. And I know when my kids were little, the teachers were always asking if we could help decorate the classroom. So this is a great project for school too, if they're decorating at school. So for the ghost body, you want 10 by 10 inch square for each one of the ghosts, and we just picked a white. If you want it to have a little bit more stiffness, you could add some sizing to it. So I've got some polyfill, and then you're just going to want to make kind of a tennis ball size. Actually, you know what I better do ahead of time is get a little bit of string, because I did this before where I got it all gathered up and then I didn't have my string cut, and that's not helpful. So I'm going to do that smarter this time. I'm going to get that ready ahead of time. So again, kind of a tennis ball size, just kind of gather it all up. Okay, so very straightforward. You're just going to tie that into a simple little knot. Like such. You'll tie the little banner around, tie again, you know, trim that, tie the knot, and then you can just use a little, you know, pen to put the little eyes on, which is what we have here. Now to attach the, to attach our ghost, we would of course put, I'm going to trim this so it's a little bit more manageable. Of course, you'd leave a lot longer length than that. Subsequently, this is a 3-inch needle. It has a big eye, so it's great for making dolls or projects like this. Just through the back of the ghost, I want to so you can see it. It just goes through the back like this. That way the ghost is kind of projecting forward, so I want you to be able to see that. And that's all there is. And he can slide down the line. It's just super cute. So I hope, again, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can see the rest of the Halloween series.